Hi everyone, welcome back. I can't believe it's November already. It's nearly Christmas. I've had such a busy morning. I've been working at the church. We've been working hard at the church, putting stuff away for Church Live, like all the chairs back in the chair cupboard. But Log On Live, kids will know what I mean. There is something different in the hall. There's this big cupboard that I've been cleaning up and putting stuff in, and I am really thirsty, so I'm just going to have a glass of water now. You don't mind, do you? And then we'll start our lesson. Oh no! What's happened? The cup is the wrong way round. It's meant to be like this, isn't it? This is the way it's made to be, not like this. That's not the way the cup's meant to be. That reminds me of our lesson today. Our lesson today is we're continuing on with Joel, and in Joel's time, remember that we first learnt that there was that God was warning the people that there was going to be a locust plague, and the locusts were coming to eat their crops, and that was Joel had to remind them that the locusts had come because they needed to turn back to God. They needed to worship Him only and no one else. And so the locusts destroyed their whole crop. And there was not more than one locust plague, there were lots, and it destroyed everything. So if they learnt and turned back to God, God promised to renew them. God promised to give them new crops, to renew their ground, to grow more crops. So what the locusts had eaten, God was going to renew the ground. Just like in a bad fire. In a bad fire, you know, when everything gets burnt to a crisp, and then the new growth happens. And that's what God was going to do to make up for what the locusts had eaten. But in today's passage, we learn that there's more than just the renewing of the crops. There's more, because God said, I will pour my Spirit on all people. I will pour my Spirit on all people. That sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? It does to me. But God promises that He's going to be with them, that because He's going to give them His Spirit, just like this cup is meant to hold the liquid, we are meant to hold God's Spirit in us, so that God is with us all the time. But we need to turn back to God, just like the people then. We need to turn back to God. And that means to love God with all our heart and to trust Jesus, because Jesus helped it to be possible for us to have God with us all the time. It's because of Jesus dying on the cross and coming back to life that we're able to have God with us all the time. Because that's how we're made. that's how we're made. We're made to be with God, to have a relationship with God, to have Him with us all the time. Just like we learnt last week, we learnt that that there's the only thing that will satisfy us is Jesus, isn't it? Remember we had that little person with the hole. Did homes satisfy that person? No, it's good to have a home, but no. Does money? No. Does your toys? No. No, they're good to play with, and they make us happy, just like friends make us happy. Does that satisfy us? No. No, only Jesus. That's the only thing that can truly satisfy us, to make us the way we're meant to be. So I want to have God with me all the time. So I want to live God's way. How are you going to live? How are you going to live for God? Are you going to be trusting Jesus and thinking about what would please Jesus? Or are you going to live your own way, going the wrong way? Do we want to live the way that we're made to live and we're made to be, or live a different way? That's what we need to think about. How are we going to live our life? Now after this video, Log On Live are going to be dancing a new song that we learnt last week. Well, we found it last week and we really enjoyed it. And then we're going to do a great craft to remind us that God can be with us all the time. So it's going to be a mobile that twists around, and we'll know that God is with us all the time. If you're watching this at home, maybe you could make a mobile that to remind yourselves that God is with us all the time, and to remind us that we need to live the way we're made to live, not the wrong way. Bye for now. See you next week.